Oh please, my aunt laughed loud enough for the whole backyard to hear. Check your purses. Some people don't know how to attend a graduation without stealing something. My mother didn't stop her. She just crossed her arms and looked at me the way you look at a stain you're embarrassed to admit came from your own house. My brother's graduation banner fluttered behind them. Congratulations, Ethan. Blue and silver balloons bobbing like they didn't belong to this moment. Like they were mocking me too. I felt every eye slide toward me. The cousins who used to borrow my notes. The neighbors who only smiled when my parents were watching. Even my brother avoided my gaze, staring into his plastic cup like the answer might be floating there. I didn't say a word. Because when you grow up being the family's quiet inconvenience, you learn something early. The louder they get, the more dangerous your silence becomes. I swallowed, tasting metal. Someone whispered my name, not to defend me, just to confirm the rumor had landed. The accusation hung there, ugly and unfinished, like they wanted me to confess just to make their night more exciting. That's when I realized how perfectly this moment fit my life. My brother celebrated. My family performed unity. And I stood there once again, cast as the problem no one wanted to examine too closely. Hi everyone. My name is Lena Whitmore. And before tonight I thought I knew exactly where I ranked in my family. I just didn't know how far back this story really went. The music picked up, some upbeat pop song meant for clapping and photos, but it sounded warped, distant. I watched my mother lean toward my brother's fiancé, smiling, whispering reassurance. Don't worry. We'll handle it. Handle me. I felt the familiar urge to explain myself rise in my chest. To list every reason they were wrong. To beg just a little to be seen as decent. That urge had ruled me for years. Tonight I let it die. I stared at the grass instead, at the way heels had pressed dents into the lawn. Proof of who'd been moving where. Proof I didn't need to speak. Then someone stepped closer. Not aggressive. Careful. Her fiancé. He leaned in as if to offer comfort, his voice low, meant only for me. I smelled his cologne. Clean, expensive, deliberate. Wait, he whispered, breath catching. Are you the one I'm from? Frozen. My heart skipped. Not from recognition but from the certainty that something had just cracked open. Because whatever he thought he knew about me, my family had no idea what they'd just accused. I didn't answer him right away. Because the way he said it, frozen, wasn't casual. It wasn't a joke. His voice trembled like he'd just stepped onto thin ice and felt it shift beneath his feet. I lifted my eyes slowly. He was staring at me now, really looking. Not the polite glance everyone else gave me. This was recognition. Calculation. I'm sorry, I said quietly. What did you say? Behind us, my aunt was still talking. I know something went missing. It doesn't just walk away on its own. Laughter followed. Easy. He swallowed. The Whitmore Foundation, he murmured. Frozen Holdings. The Scholarship Trust. Lena Whitmore. My name sounded different coming from his mouth. Heavier. Like it carried weight I'd spent my whole life pretending didn't exist. I felt my pulse in my ears. Not fear, clarity. Yes, I said. His face drained of color. Around us the party went on. Camera flashed. Someone popped open another bottle. My brother's friends cheered about jobs and futures and how everything was finally starting. Meanwhile, the man engaged to marry into my family took half a step back from me. You funded my final year, he whispered. My visa extension. The emergency grant when my father. He stopped himself. Looked past me. To my mother. She was smiling. Still smiling. I felt something cold settle behind my ribs. Not anger. Not hurt. Understanding. I'd been silent for years because I thought silence kept the peace. But peace, I realized, had never included me. And for the first time that night I wondered what would happen if I let the truth speak instead. He straightened before I could say another word. I need to talk, he said louder this time. The music didn't stop but heads turned anyway. There's a certain tone that cuts through celebration. The sound of something important being interrupted. My mother's smile faltered. Talk about what? He didn't answer her. His eyes stayed on me, searching like he was trying to reconcile two versions of the same story. You're accusing her of stealing, he said slowly. On a night like this. My aunt scoffed. We're just asking questions. No, he replied. You're assigning blame. Silence rippled outward. Not complete, just enough to make every word land harder. My brother finally looked up. What's going on? I wanted to stop it then. Years of habit kicked in. The urge to smooth things over. To take responsibility for discomfort I didn't cause. That I stayed quiet. Because something else was happening too. My mother was watching him now, not with warmth but with suspicion. Like she was trying to calculate what he knew, how much damage it could do. He turned to my brother. Did you know your sister runs Frozen Holdings? Laughter burst out, too loud, too fast. That's not funny, my cousin said. He didn't smile. It's not a joke. My brother frowned. Lena works in, what was it? Consulting. I met his eyes. I own the firm. The words felt strange. Cling. Final. My mother stepped forward. Enough. This is inappropriate. He shook his head. What's inappropriate is humiliating the person who paid for half this party. The ground shifted. And I felt it. The moment where the story my family told about me began to collapse under its own weight. You paid? My brother asked, his voice cracking. I nodded once. No drama. No apology. The decorations. The caterer. The rented sound system he'd bragged about online. All of it. My mother's face tightened. You never said. You never asked. That landed harder than I expected. A few people exchanged looks. The laughter didn't return. My aunt tried to recover. Money doesn't excuse behavior. What behavior? He asked sharply. Standing quietly while being accused? My mother turned on him. This is a family matter. He exhaled slow. Controlled. I'm marrying into this family. That makes it my matter too. I saw something break then, not loudly but completely. Because my mother realized what I already knew. She had spent years dismissing me in front of someone who owed his entire future to me. And he knew it now. If this ever happened to you, someone muttered near the back, half joking, half awed, say same in the comments. A few nervous laughs followed. Then quiet again. My brother looked at me like he was seeing a stranger. Why didn't you tell us? I thought about every dinner where I was talked over. Every milestone where my success was labeled luck or temporary. You were busy, I said. That was the truth. And the truth I was learning didn't need embellishment. The fiancé stepped beside me, not touching, just aligned. I owe her everything, he said. And tonight you owe her an apology. No one moved. So I finally did. I took a step forward. I'm not here to embarrass anyone, I said calmly. I'm here because Ethan graduated. My brother flinched at his name. Like it reminded him this night had slipped out of his control. I didn't steal, I continued. I didn't hide anything. I didn't lie. My eyes met my mother's. I just stopped correcting you. The crowd was fully silent now. Phones were down. No one wanted to miss what came next. My aunt cleared her throat. Well, if there's been a misunderstanding. There hasn't, I said gently. You believed what you wanted to believe. That hurt more than yelling ever could. The fiancé spoke again. Frozen Holdings has a clause, he said. Respect and ethical conduct. Public humiliation violates it. My mother stiffened. What clause? He looked at me. Waiting. I nodded. All current grants, he continued, are reviewed annually. A ripple moved through the group. Not fear yet. Awareness. I won't pull funding, I said. That wouldn't be justice. My mother's shoulders loosened. Too soon. But, I added, I will reassign oversight. To him. Her future son-in-law. The realization hit her slowly. Power slipping not with a bang but with a quiet administrative click. You wouldn't, she whispered. I met her gaze. I already did. The music restarted somewhere, awkward and misplaced. And for the first time in my life my family wasn't sure where I stood. Only that I no longer stood beneath them. My brother sat down heavily, like his legs had given up before his pride did. You planned this, he said. I shook my head. You invited me. That truth hurt him more than any accusation. The fiancé checked his phone, then slipped it back into his pocket. The paperwork's live, he said quietly. My mother's face drained of its certainty. You're choosing her over us? He didn't hesitate. I'm choosing integrity. That word echoed longer than it should have. I felt something loosen in my chest. A knot I'd been carrying since childhood finally untied. I didn't come to take anything away, I said. I came to celebrate. No one argued that anymore. A few guests began to drift off, murmuring excuses. The party thinned, not because it ended but because the illusion had. My mother watched them go, then looked back at me. Older. Smaller. I raised you, she said. I nodded. You shaped me. We both knew that was not the same thing. I turned to my brother. Congratulations, I said sincerely. He swallowed. I'm sorry. It wasn't enough. But it was real. The fiancé walked me toward the gate, away from the lights. You didn't have to stay, he said. I wanted to, I replied. The night air was cooler. Cleaner. Behind us the party limped on without me. Ahead of me something quieter waited. And for the first time I chose it. At the gate he stopped. I should have seen it sooner, he said. The way they talked about you. Most people hear what's convenient, I replied. He nodded. Still, thank you. For what? For not becoming what they expected. That mattered more than he knew. I walked to my car alone. No one followed. No one called my name. And that was okay. Because silence, when chosen, feels different. As I drove away, my phone buzzed once. A message from my mother. We need to talk. I didn't reply. Not out of spite. Out of clarity. Some conversations only matter when both sides are ready to listen. And for the first time I wasn't desperate to be heard. I pulled over a block away and watched fireworks crack faintly in the distance. Someone else's celebration. I smiled. Not because I'd won. But because I'd finally stopped losing myself. Weeks later, the Foundation's annual report went public. Transparent. Boring. Ethical. My name appeared once. Quietly. Correctly. My family adjusted. Fully. Awkwardly. Some relationships healed. Others stayed distant. And that was the justice of it. No shouting. No revenge speeches. Just truth standing where lies used to be. I learned something that night at my brother's graduation. Power doesn't announce itself. It waits. And when it speaks, it doesn't need to raise its voice.